Then, outside the building, they found Jessica, lying on the ground. It was, as anyone could tell at a glance, a gruesome corpse. Poor Jessica-chan, she probably died instantly. There's no way anyone could live through this. The three of us were together the whole time. George, Nikki, and Maria and I couldn't have killed Jessica. Yeah, the three of us couldn't have killed Jessica. As if Maria-chan could kill someone. Maria-chan couldn't kill anyone. Thanks. George Owen-chan couldn't kill an adult. He could kill a kid, though. I don't understand it at all. Shouldn't there be more people on this island? Okay, we're not counting Kenzo. Okay, technically we have 17 people, but 2 of them are one person. What the hell is going on here? This was the 8th Twilight. The crime scene was outside. However, the 3 who chased after Jessica have alibis. George, Butler, and Maria couldn't have killed Jessica. So is there really someone hiding on this island apart from the Ushiromiya family? The curtain is lowered on this tale for now. That's all for my tale. It's pretty well made. If you had a full-on reader, it'd stand up well against Beato's games. I agree there. You did a good job. Well, the real work comes from taking this, reading it, and making it worthy of proper theater going. Still, I'm stumped. On the face of it, the culprit has to be some mysterious person outside the Ushiromiya family, and that would be the same as acknowledging the existence of a witch. We can also suspect the existence of some accomplices aiding the culprit. By the way, what was the purple text all about? A new rule? I call them purple statements. It's a rule I made to make the story a bit easier to follow. Just think of the purple statements as important spoken statements. In other words, you might be able to ignore the spoken statements that aren't purple. Oh. Well, that's nice of you. So basically, red truth is stating a fact. Blue truth puts out a theory. Purple truth is simply, hey, look, a hint. It's not necessarily true or a theory or a lie. It's just, this may or may not have a hint. But the stuff that's white, you can also say, okay, it's good for context, but it's less likely to have a valuable hint. Then are the purple statements as reliable as red truth? Yes. You can think of the purple statements as having the same power as red truth. However, there's one exception. A culprit can tell lies with purple statements. I see. So it's Schrodinger's truth. It's something that's important, but if told by a person who's not a culprit, it's guaranteed to be the truth. But if it's told by someone who is the culprit, it could be a lie. To turn it around, anyone who isn't the culprit can't tell lies. Purple statements. These seem to be the key to the Lady Byrne Castell's game. Yeah, that's right. I'll explain the rules. The definition of culprit is one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Characters who are not culprits only speak truths, so even accomplices can't Also, what if there's multiple murderers? Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with a culprit. Okay, so at that point, does accomplice count as culprit then? Even if they don't actually murder? A culprit must carry out all the murders directly by their own hand. Can we have more than one culprit? A culprit must not die. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. Purple statements are as absolute as red truths. However, the culprit alone may lie with purple statements. That's all. The definition of culprit is one who murders. Makes sense. It is possible for a culprit to lie. That seems reasonable enough too. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Well, no surprises there. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. How convenient. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with a culprit, right? So the culprit can't make accomplices tell lies to match their version of events, unless the accomplices also commit murder. So can we have more than one culprit? Damn. My guess was that someone manufactured an alibi to cover for the culprit, but... too bad. A culprit must carry out all murders directly by their own hands. In other words, there are no remote or indirect methods of murder like traps. That's fine. Okay, everyone, the culprit, like anyone's culprit has to, but here's the thing. Can we have more than one culprit? Is that an option? A culprit must not die. In other words, they can't commit murder from a closed room, then commit suicide inside it. Doesn't that also mean that dead people can't be culprits? That's a simple yet vital piece of information. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. So this isn't about some mysterious stranger snuck onto the island. And the suicide thing is important because there are some things from the earlier games when you understand like what actually occurred. There's a point where, the person killed everyone else than themselves. So it's obviously a closed room because, well, a coffin is a closed room. And like things with Shannon Cannon, it's like, well, you can't kill someone's not real, and also you can't have an alibi for someone that's not real. The appearing characters are the same old 17 people after Kinzo is removed. No one else appears in the story, so no one else matters. Purple statements are as absolute as red truths. However, the culprit alone may lie with purple statements. Now here's a troublesome one. It might be the heart of this game. Does that cover all of this game's basic rules? Besides that, I guess there's only the reader will tell no lies. In other words, outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration. I could have added that stuff if I wanted, but it'd be a pain and make things complicated. So you willingly abandon a witch's privileges.